Your wealth is not stuck. Your mouth is. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are simply out of rhythm with divine law. Every dollar that has ever come into your life and every dollar that has stayed away answered to one thing: your word. Not your desire, not your effort, not your hustle, your word. Spoken in rhythm, spoken in faith, spoken in alignment with the unseen law that governs all substance. I do not speak to you today as a philosopher. I speak to you as one who has watched men and women rise from poverty to power, not through strategy, but through spoken law. Their money changed when their mouth changed. Their conditions obeyed their tongue. You were never taught this because the world does not want you to know. It wants you begging, reacting, reasoning, grinding. But spiritual law wants you declaring. Divine law wants you commanding. And when you speak in rhythm with the higher law, wealth becomes your servant, not your master. So I ask you, are you ready to stop rehearsing your condition and start speaking your supply? Are you ready to burn the lie that says money is random and ignite the truth that says money is obedient? Because your mouth is not decoration. It is the divine switchboard of manifestation. It is the instrument through which the unseen becomes visible. And the moment you speak as one aligned with spirit, lack must leave. Now we begin. Let me teach you what was hidden. Let me train your voice to become wealth's command. Let me show you the 9 spoken laws that change everything. In the beginning was the Word, not effort, not strategy, not human wisdom, the Word. And the Word was with God, and the Word was God. This is not poetry. It is blueprint. It is revelation. It is divine instruction. If the universe itself was spoken into being, how can you doubt that your financial reality responds to the same law? You are not separate from the source. You were created in the image of the Creator, and to be made in that image is to possess the power to speak form into existence. You have spoken your world into its current condition, and the great tragedy is not that your voice is weak, but that it has been undirected. You have declared struggle while hoping for overflow. You have cursed your bank account while praying for increase. You have repeated phrases like, "It's never enough," and "I don't know how I'll make it," and you wonder why divine substance has stayed locked behind the veil. But spiritual law does not negotiate. It fulfills what you speak. It multiplies what you repeat. It delivers not what you want, but what you say with conviction. Every law of wealth is activated by vibration, and vibration is released through the spoken word. When you speak, you are not making noise. You are issuing spiritual commands. You are instructing your subconscious. You are setting creative power in motion. And that power obeys, not your effort, not your emotions, not your theology, your word. When it is spoken with rhythm, spoken with faith, spoken with authority, it becomes law. This is why I teach spoken truth, not whispered hope. This is why I instruct you to speak aloud, daily, rhythmically. Because your voice is not for communication alone, it is for creation. Until your word changes, your world cannot. You may believe the truth in your heart, but until you speak it into the ethers, the law remains dormant. Heaven moves on vibration, not silence. You were never taught this because the world prefers you silent. It prefers you stuck in thought, bound by confusion, reacting instead of commanding. But you are not here to be a beggar at the gate of wealth. You are here to be a commander of spiritual substance, and your command begins with word. So now I will teach you what they hid from you. I will show you how to speak with power, with rhythm, with faith. I will give you the 9 laws that govern wealth through voice, not to impress you, to free you. Because when your tongue becomes obedient, your life becomes miraculous. Your tongue is not flesh, it is fire. It is the gateway through which divine law enters matter. It is the sword that cuts through the appearance of lack. And if you do not train it, it will betray you. It will echo what you fear instead of what you believe. It will rehearse what you see instead of declare what must be. That is why the spoken word must be disciplined. You do not get wealthy by thinking positive. You get wealthy by speaking with rhythm, with authority, with full agreement between your spirit and your speech. Most people speak like beggars. They hope with their lips and doubt with their breath. They sprinkle in affirmations and sabotage them with complaints. They declare abundance and then say things like, "Money's just not coming in," or "I never catch a break." That is not spiritual power. That is vibrational confusion. And law does not reward confusion. It fulfills clarity. It obeys consistency. It multiplies what is spoken with rhythm. So I teach you now, stop describing your life, declare it. Stop waiting for conditions to change before you change your language. Change your language, and conditions will obey. Begin each day with truth, not as hope, but as law. Say, "My words are divine substance. I do not speak opinion. I speak wealth." Speak to your bank account. Speak to your bills. Speak to the email inbox. Speak to the wallet in your hand. Do not report what you see. Command what must appear. This is not pretending. This is training. You are not speaking to feel better. You are speaking to form reality. And that formation happens through rhythm, through spoken substitution. Every time you catch a fear-based thought, substitute it with declaration. Every time your mouth opens to complain, interrupt it with truth. You say, "I am the vessel of divine supply. All that is mine by spiritual right appears now." You say, "Because I speak in rhythm, I receive in rhythm." You say, "My words are wealth in seed form." You are not allowed to rehearse fear anymore. You are not allowed to joke about being broke. You are not allowed to echo old programming and then cry out for new provision. Your voice must become a sanctuary, a temple, a frequency chamber where only truth is allowed to echo. And that truth, when spoken enough, becomes belief. And that belief, when fused with rhythm, becomes form. Start with a journal. Write the declarations that most disturb your old identity. Read them aloud every morning. Speak them again at noon. Seal them again at night. This is not superstition. This is spiritual architecture. You are not trying to get rich. You are becoming the person who cannot avoid it. Because once your mouth belongs to law, wealth cannot disobey you. There is a science to speech, a rhythm to spoken creation. And once you learn it, not just mentally but viscerally, your world begins to obey your mouth instead of your mood. These first three laws are the foundation. They are the pillars upon which all spoken wealth rests. Do not skip them. Do not rush them. They are not ideas. They are frequencies. And when obeyed, they bend the substance of the unseen into visible form. Law 1. The Law of Creative Declaration. The first law is simple, absolute, and divine. I speak wealth, and wealth obeys. This is not poetic. It is vibrational law. Your words create molds. Into those molds, substance must pour. You do not wait to see change before you declare it. You speak it, knowing that divine law never returns void. You say, "Money flows to me richly and endlessly." You say, "The channels of supply are wide open." You say, "I speak wealth into form now, not later." You declare, not as one asking permission, but as one carrying dominion. This law shatters passive affirmations. It removes the timid hopefulness of soft spirituality. This is not manifestation through emotion. This is manifestation through divine command. And when your voice aligns with truth, nothing can resist the form it demands. Law 2, the law of repetition. What you repeat, you resurrect. Most people repeat failure unconsciously. They repeat lack as humor, worry, habit. They do not realize their repetition is a resurrection. But now you will reverse it. You will choose what to repeat. You will choose what to resurrect. You will speak wealth so consistently, so rhythmically, so boldly, that the entire structure of your subconscious begins to bend toward increase. Do not worry if it feels foreign at first. That is a good sign. It means you are rewiring your internal rhythm. The first time you say, "I am richly supplied," your body may flinch. Say it again and again. until the old rhythm breaks, until the inner contradiction shatters, until your voice becomes your native language of wealth. Repetition is not foolishness. It is spiritual programming. It is how law rewrites the script of your reality. Law 3. The law of substitution. Every time a fear-based thought tries to escape your lips, stop it, replace it, speak a greater truth. That is the law of substitution. You cannot hold two vibrations at once, so when one arises, you choose the dominant one. When lack says, "This won't work," you say, "It is already working." When fear says, "What if I fail?" you answer, "Divine success is inevitable for me." When doubt says, "Be realistic," you declare, "I serve spiritual law, not appearances." You are no longer a slave to reactive speech. You are now a master of substitution. You replace reaction with rhythm. You replace fear with fire. You replace confusion with command. These three laws, creative declaration, repetition, and substitution, form the root system of all spoken wealth. Practice them daily. Speak them aloud. Drill them into the soil of your spirit. Because once these are installed, your voice becomes law. And once your voice becomes law, your life becomes evidence. If the first three laws build your foundation, the next three laws purify your alignment. These are the laws that close the gap between what you say and what you actually live. Because many speak wealth but leak fear. Many affirm abundance but contradict it with tone, with jokes, with sighs, with casual self-sabotage. But spiritual law is exact. It multiplies signal, not intention. If your signal is fractured, your harvest is scattered. These three laws bring your vibration into agreement so that when you speak, your whole being becomes the command. Law 4, the law of non-contradiction. You cannot bless and curse with the same tongue. You cannot affirm abundance in the morning and gossip about bills in the afternoon. You cannot speak prosperity and joke about being broke. The universe does not read your sincerity. It reads your rhythm. It reads what you say most consistently, not what you mean to say. This law demands purity of speech. It demands consistency of vibration. It demands that your tongue no longer play both sides. Say this now. I do not contradict myself. My word is pure. My word is law. Every time you're tempted to contradict truth, pause. Speak a higher word. Speak the greater law. You are no longer rehearsing both faith and fear. You are choosing a side, and because you choose truth, your reality will reflect only truth. Law 5, the law of divine naming. You must learn to name things rightly. What you name, you claim. What you label, you lock in. Most people name their situation based on fear. They call it bad luck, a disaster, never-ending struggle. And spiritual law says, so be it. But you must name your world according to truth. You do not call it debt. You call it temporary appearance, now dissolving. You do not call it recession. You call it divine reallocation of wealth into my hands. You name what you desire, not what you fear. Remember how God brought form to chaos by naming. Let there be light. Let the waters be gathered. He did not describe. He did not explain. He named. And what was named appeared. This law is yours to walk in. Speak it. I name what must appear. I name supply into visibility. I name myself wealthy, and so I become. Law 6, the law of embodied tone. Your words are not just sentences. They are containers of frequency, and the tone with which you speak determines their power. If you affirm with uncertainty, you inject the declaration with doubt. If you speak from weariness, the vibration is weakened. But when you speak from embodiment, when your tone reflects ownership, the law responds immediately. This is why some people affirm daily and see no results. Their tone betrays their inner state. They are reciting, not commanding. But you must speak as one already supplied. You must speak wealth like it is oxygen. You must declare with the voice of the already answered. Say, My tone carries the wealth I command. I speak as one who already has. I do not ask, I declare. When you live by these three laws, non-contradiction, divine naming, embodied tone, you no longer send mixed signals into the field. You become a clear vessel, a sonic channel, a vibrational authority, and your voice becomes magnetic. It attracts without strain. It draws without chasing. Because now, you no longer speak from effort. You speak from alignment. Now that your foundation is set and your alignment is purified, we move to the laws of manifestation and multiplication. These final three laws are not passive truths. They are spiritual weapons. They move money. They dissolve barriers. They open gates. And they do not wait for perfect conditions. They wait for bold obedience. These are the laws of divine speech that call things forth, bless your seed, and ensure that every word you release returns to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Law 7. The Law of Prophetic Speech. You are not here to speak what is. You are here to speak what must be. Prophetic speech is not prediction. It is not forecasting. It is authoritative command over the unseen. You do not speak based on your emotions. You speak based on divine law. You speak to create, not to react. When the bills come, you say, "This is already paid by invisible substance now made visible." When the client cancels, you say, "Something better is already being arranged by divine mind." You do not echo facts. You release truth. Prophetic speech bends time. It collapses waiting. It announces supply as if it were already walking through your door. Say, "I speak the future I command. I call forth what belongs to me now." My word is prophetic. It does not return void. Law 8. The Law of Sealed Giving. Giving without word is a missed opportunity. It is like planting a seed without water. But when you speak over every gift, every tithe, every act of generosity, you activate multiplication. This is the law of sealed giving. You do not drop $1 in silence. You do not transfer money without rhythm. You say, "This seed is blessed." It returns multiplied. It opens divine doors no man can shut. This is not superstition. It is spiritual math. Every gift, when sealed with word, becomes a divine transaction, and law does not ignore a spoken tithe. It records it, it honors it, it increases it. Even when you give small, give boldly. Say, "Even my smallest seed carries infinite power because I speak over it." Law 9, the law of return. Every word you release is a boomerang. It leaves your lips and returns with form. You speak peace, it returns as clarity. You speak wealth, it returns as opportunity. You speak multiplication, and law rushes to obey. The law of return is absolute. It does not choose sides. It does not hesitate. It fulfills your frequency. If you speak in doubt, it returns delay. If you speak in certainty, it returns acceleration. Say, "What I speak returns to me multiplied, pressed down, and overflowing." My words are the seeds of my wealth. The return is guaranteed because the law is sealed. When you live by these final laws, prophetic speech, sealed giving, and return, you become a spiritual architect. You build wealth with your voice. You assign every word a mission. You declare the end from the beginning. And the law, being faithful, answers. Because now your speech is not casual. It is covenant. It is not suggestion. It is spiritual instruction sent into the field to return with your good. And it must return. Now that you know the 9 laws, you must become the vessel that carries them. Because knowledge without embodiment is delay. And the only thing that ever blocks your supply is your unreprogrammed mind. Not people, not the market, not chance, but the silent program running beneath your declarations, the beliefs that whisper contradiction while your lips try to speak truth. But the subconscious mind is not your enemy. It is your amplifier. It simply repeats what it hears with rhythm and emotion, and it cannot tell the difference between what is imagined and what is real. It only records and repeats. It only installs what is consistently spoken and consistently felt. So now you must begin the reprogramming. You must speak these 9 laws, not once, but rhythmically. Speak them morning, midday, and night. Speak them when you're inspired. Speak them when you're tired. Speak them until your old vibration crumbles under the weight of your new voice. You do not need to feel it for it to work. You simply need to repeat it until the old self is overwritten by the new rhythm. Here is your practice. Morning. Rise and speak the first 3 laws aloud. Creative declaration, repetition, substitution. Set the tone before the world has a chance to interrupt you. Say, I speak wealth and wealth obeys. Say, my tongue creates divine conditions. Midday. Align with the laws of speech. Clean up your contradictions. Re-speak your truth. Refuse to gossip lack. If you catch yourself reacting, stop and substitute immediately. Say, I name only what I desire. Say, my tone carries my wealth. Evening. Seal the day with the final 3 laws. Speak over your giving. Speak into your future. Expect your return. Let the subconscious drift into rest under the sound of your own prophetic command. Say, this seed is blessed and multiplied. Say, every word I speak returns to me fulfilled. The law does not require you to shout, but it does require you to believe, and belief is not a feeling. It is a frequency of word repeated until the subconscious yields. The old stories will resist, the patterns will push back, but you do not bow, you do not explain, you do not process. You speak again, you repeat again, you substitute again, until the program shifts, until your inner dialogue changes, until you no longer affirm truth, you become it. When you do this consistently, your outer life cannot resist. Conditions begin to change, supply begins to flow, opportunities appear without strain. Why? Because you are no longer a divided signal. You are a unified rhythm of divine law. This is not a trick. This is not a hack. This is spiritual reprogramming through rhythmic speech, and once it is installed, it becomes your atmosphere. Because now, wealth does not just visit you, it lives in your voice. You have heard the laws, you have felt the vibration, you have seen the structure behind your spoken word. But knowledge without command is still delay. Revelation without ritual is still unused power. And so now I give you this challenge, not as punishment, but as preparation. If you are ready to walk as the commander of wealth, then you must speak as one. You must live as one. You must act as one. Because wealth is not waiting on your worthiness, it is waiting on your command. Here is your challenge. Choose any 3 of the 9 laws, the ones that struck your soul, the ones that convicted your tongue, the ones that whispered, "This is what you've forgotten." Then, for 7 days, speak those 3 laws aloud 7 times a day. Not to impress God, not to manipulate money, but to build vibrational momentum so exact, so undeniable, that reality itself must rearrange in your favor. Create a decree. Write it by hand. Post it where your eyes can't avoid it. Read it aloud at sunrise. Speak it in the middle of the chaos. Declare it over your wallet, your phone, your schedule, your bank accounts. Let your voice baptize everything you touch in the vibration of truth. Let your sound become a sword that cuts through the illusion of delay. And when resistance comes, and it will, do not fold. Do not ask for confirmation. Do not check the numbers. Do not inspect the fruit before the root has formed. Just speak again. Rhythm is the secret. Rhythm is the law. Rhythm is the portal through which substance takes shape. Say this now with me. I do not describe my life, I declare it. I do not wait for wealth, I call it forth. I am not hoping for breakthrough, I am commanding substance. Stop trying to be ready, be rhythmic. Stop trying to feel powerful, be obedient. The vibration doesn't need your mood, it needs your mouth. This is not theory. This is not motivation. This is not a pep talk wrapped in scripture. This is spiritual law, and it is waiting to be obeyed. You've asked, when will it come? The answer is, when you speak and do not stop speaking, when you declare and do not retreat, when you plant the same word over and over until the harvest is inevitable. The angels are listening, the field is open, the substance is moving, but it's not your desire that activates it, it's your voice. So rise now, choose your 3 laws, speak them daily, seal your giving, subtract your contradiction, embody your tone, and return to the rhythm again and again until the spoken word becomes the spoken wealth. You are no longer available for scarcity. You are no longer rehearsing limitation. You are no longer waiting for the world to agree, because you have decided, and once you decide in law, creation obeys. Now let us engrave it. Let us seal the vibration with rhythm. Let us program your field with fire. These are not affirmations to soothe the ego. These are declarations to restructure the invisible. This is your sword. This is your rhythm. This is your spiritual economy rewritten by the power of your voice. Say aloud with power, my voice creates wealth. I do not wonder. I do not wish. I declare, and it is done. Every word I speak is a seed of increase. I sow in rhythm. I reap in rhythm. There is no delay in law. I do not echo lack. I command supply. My tongue is no longer available for fear. It speaks only what aligns with truth. I tithe with word. I give with command. I receive with authority. Every seed is sealed in speech. Every return is guaranteed by law. My tone carries the frequency of wealth. I speak as one already supplied. I declare as one already filled. Because I obey the laws of spoken wealth, money cannot ignore me. Not sometimes, not maybe, never again. I speak and law responds. I declare and doors open. Again, say it. Because I obey the laws of spoken wealth, money cannot ignore me. Feel that. Let it register in your bones. Let it replace the old language of lack. Let it rise through your blood like a new covenant. Speak it when you wake. Speak it when you forget. Speak it when doubt knocks. Speak it until your frequency becomes undeniable. You are not repeating to convince yourself. You are repeating to program creation. The field responds to rhythm, and rhythm is the final form of faith. Now, seal it. Let your final decree echo through the atmosphere. I am the voice of wealth, and I cannot be silenced. If this message ignited something in your soul, if it called out the part of you that always knew wealth was spiritual, always felt your words carried fire, always sensed that lack was a lie, then do not leave this moment untouched. Don't let it pass like another teaching. Let it mark you. Let it shape you. Let it become your new covenant with divine law. Comment below the one law that pierced your old rhythm the most, the one you were never taught, but now will never forget. Was it the law of creative declaration? Was it the law of embodied tone? Or the law of sealed giving? Write it, speak it, own it, not for me, for you, for your field, for the invisible realm that is waiting to respond to your command. And if this voice of truth felt like home, subscribe, not to follow me, but to follow rhythm. Because every video here is not entertainment, it is recalibration, it is spiritual alignment. It is your daily return to the truth that you are not a seeker, you are a speaker. You are not a beggar, you are a builder. You are not waiting for provision, you are commanding it through divine law. Come back tomorrow, watch again, speak again, choose a law and walk in it. And remember, rhythm is not just a tool, it is the vibration that reorders everything. When you obey spoken law, spoken wealth obeys you. You are not behind, you are not too late, you are not broken. You are the voice, you are the rhythm, you are the gate. And because you obey law, money cannot ignore you, and so it is.